We begin this evening with the latest on sanctions against North Korea. The UN Security Council has unanimously agreed on a new set of sanctions against that country, and these are tougher than before. Well, they're aimed at persuading Pyongyang to abandon its nuclear program, and North Korean officials have responded with anger. RT's Alexey Yaroshevsky has more from New York.
Well, these measures are indeed tougher than before. They were adopted over the weekend by the UN Security Council, and they involve ban on exports of a lot of things that basically form the North Korean economy, such as coal, iron ore, seafood, and many, many other things, also including the reduction of the current numbers of North Korean laborers working abroad, and also prohibiting new joint ventures with Pyongyang and investment in joint ventures with North Korea. Obviously, one of the biggest instigators of these sanctions was the United States, and the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, said that this was the toughest set of measures against any country ever. It does indeed look like that. And it's also one of those cases where all countries, members of the UN Security Council, all 15 members came together and voted unanimously, even the countries which have not had, as tough of a stance as the United States when it comes to North Korea, such as Russia and China. In fact, the Russian envoy to the United Nations, Mr. Nebenzia, actually said that they do want the Korean Peninsula to be denuclearized, but at the same time, by adopting this resolution, Russia also wants the six-party talks to continue on the peaceful solution to this matter. Also, we've had reactions, obviously, from Pyongyang, which reacted with indignation, said that there will be a righteous response, according to the state agency, to the new sanctions. And also, one of the officials quoted by the state agency in North Korea said that if the United States thinks that it will be safe by imposing these sanctions against Pyongyang, it's a wrong assumption. So clearly, tensions are running high, but it's, again, not the first time that these sanctions came into fruition.
And, as you mentioned, it's not the first time that sanctions have been introduced against North Korea, right? So what's new this time?
Well, the biggest change to the sanctions this time is that it concerns the things that North Koreans see as main boosters of their economy. And one of the biggest hits there would be the ban on exports of coal. Because just last year, the North Korean economy made $950 million on exporting coal, and still the budget of the country was in $140 million deficit. So apparently, with this new ban, it will hit the North Korean economy by at least $400 million since they will not be able to export oil. Basically, the only thing that the North Koreans will be able to export this time is clothes, which makes up about $400 million annually worth of exports. But then again, it's a really tough set of measures against the country this time, and one only has to wonder how the economy will feel after that, because North Korea is a reclusive country, it's a closed-off state, it's really hard to know what is actually going on there economy-wise. But clearly, it is the 7th time that sanctions have been introduced by the United Nations against North Korea in just 11 years. This time, definitely the hardest time of all 7, because the previous 6 times clearly did not stop North Korea from holding the ballistic missile tests. And these new set of measures against North Korea are, in fact, a response to the 2 missile ballistic tests held in July. So we'll see how this situation develops and whether there will be any more escalation of this already serious situation on the Korean Peninsula.
Alexey Yaroshevsky from New York, thank you so much.